Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. And how are you guys doing on this amazing morning? We've had sunny skies all day, all week. We had sunshine all week. So this is wonderful day outside. Is going to be a little hot today, but we're gonna make it do what it do. Today I tried on some dramatic lashes. I think these are a little too dramatic for my eyes. Uh I won't be doing dramatic lashes like this again. I like my little wispy ones, but we're gonna work through it. We're gonna work through it. So everybody, welcome. I am Nikki, and welcome to Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. Would you believe? Would you believe that I started early, getting myself together early, and I was almost finished my makeup at 8:15, and here I am running a little late, getting on live. What is that all about? I gotta get it together. I gotta get it together. I think my mental picture is saying, "Oh, you're late. You're late. You're late. You're late. You're gonna be late. You're gonna be late. You got time." And I don't even know. I don't even know. But I am here. I am here. How are you guys doing this amazing morning? Let me check and see who's in the building. Good morning, Linda. Linda's the first in the building. She said, "Good morning, gorgeous. I am blessed, favored, grateful, alive, and thankful for my miracles today." Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Naomi. Naomi is awake, alive, and blessed. Yes, come on, Naomi. Good morning, Betty Rose. Betty Rose says, "I am blessed and excited for what's next." Yes. Good morning, Tiffany. We missed you, girl. She says she is blessed and highly favored. Grand Rising, Donna. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Terrific Thursday is here. Yes, yes, indeed. Good morning, Jasmine. Good morning. She says she is blessed. Good morning, Miss Lois. Miss Lois is blessed. Good morning, Cheryl. Cheryl says, "Good morning, all." Tiffany says, "Loving this look." Thank you, thank you, thank you. The lashes are a little bit like, I usually don't do these. These are those 3D lashes. I usually don't do those. And so it feels a little weird, but I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. Good morning, Yolanda. Yolanda said, "I am very blessed." Come on, very blessed. Good morning, Deltra. Deltra says, "Good morning, ladies." Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. Love the lashes, sis. Thank you. You look vibrant. It's the kimono, right? I'm like, woo, summer, summer. Let me see. Good morning, Nene. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Are you on your way to Savannah right now? Good morning. She said, "I am fabulous and blessed," in caps. Yes, yes, and yes. Yep, I do the same. I'm like, how am I still late? Right. I was looking at the time. I was like, "Oh, my eyes are done. I'm ready." I was like, what's going on? Where did the time go? Time just slipped away so fast. Thank you, Cheryl. Sarah Cheryl says, "I love your makeup. Thank you, beautiful as usual." Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. So how are y'all feeling this morning? How are you feeling? Are you feeling better than yesterday if you were feeling stuck or stagnant yesterday? Are you feeling vibrant? I'm feeling very vibrant. I am feeling very vibrant. I did my miracle morning. I did everything this morning. I did a magnet meditation. It was something new. A friend of mine, if you guys know Malaysia, Manifestasia, we call her. She is the manifestation queen. And so she has sent me a YouTube video, and it was from Mary Kate. And if you guys was with us when we did the vision board party, you know that the meditation that we did was from a lady named Mary Kate. And so there was a meditation that she had just posted. So she sent me the YouTube video, and I did the meditation, and it was like, no, actually it's not a meditation, it's visualization. So you go to the video and you pick, she has 4 pictures up on the screen, and you pick whatever picture resonates with you. Whatever picture resonates with you, then there's affirmations, there's meditations for you to do. And then she also tells you that you'll start seeing certain things, in your everyday life. when you start, you knowing that you starting to manifest, right? And that's something similar to this book that I read called E Squared by, I think it's E Squared, yeah, E Squared, and she has E Squared and E Cubed by Pam Grout, and that book was really good. And it's like once you start being aware of things that you want to see, you start noticing them everywhere. It's like if you want a certain car or something like that, and you start noticing this car everywhere, everybody is driving this particular car, or everybody has this particular color car, that type of thing. And so she said, I'm going to start seeing snowflakes. And she was like, yeah, I know summer's coming, and where you going to see snowflakes at? But just be open to snowflakes in pictures and movies and things like that. So that was part of what I did. So if you guys want to do that exercise, it was really cool. I haven't noticed anything yet, but today was the first day that I did the meditation to that. And also I listened to there was the sound too that you can listen to. And so I didn't see any snowflakes yet, but we'll see how the day goes. But if you guys would like to do that meditate, let me put it up here so you guys can do that exercise as well, because it was a really cool exercise. I thought it was cool. And this was my first time doing the pick a picture thing. I see that normally she has the pick a picture thing, but I never do it. This time I did it. Good morning, cousin. Cousin is in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, let me take it, and I'm going to put it in the chat for y'all. Y'all could do it at your leisure. But I thought it was pretty cool. And if you realize things start happening and start changing, let me know. Let me know. So tell me if you guys can see that link. Or you can click the link. Let me know if you could click the link. Put some ones in the chat if you could click the link. I feel like my lash is coming. But I think it's because they're touching my lids. My lashes are touching my lids. And so I got to fix this. And that is driving me crazy. Here we go. We are halfway fixed. All right, we're together somewhat. Girl, get it together. All right, here we go. 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 Good morning, Crystal. Crystal said, good morning, everyone. I am blessed. Yes, yes, yes. We see it and it's clickable. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Can't see the link. Betty Rose says she cannot see the link. Let me put it one more time in the chat for ya. It's there now. So everybody, how are you guys doing? Let me know how you're feeling. Just arriving. It's cold. Oh, at the doctor. Yeah. Oh no, you're in Savannah. Sorry, Nene. But the sun should come out soon. Savannah's gorgeous. Savannah is gorgeous. I have to make my way to Savannah, but I've seen it in videos and it looks amazing. Okay, I see it now. Had to refresh. Got it. All right, so let me know how you feeling. Also, I want to know, how did you yesterday's class for Contracts 101? Were you guys in yesterday's class? Put ones in the chat. Ones in the chat if you was in yesterday's class. Also, if you are part of the GIST group, I put up information. I tagged everybody who was registered for the Zoom class, even the people who did not attend the actual class. I still tagged you. I still added you to the group. In the GIST group, I put up all of the links, everything that we were having. Also, I need you guys to put up your goals. Put your goals in there too. And we need to have a meeting time. There's also a question there that I asked about your budget. So answer those questions. Go to Bubble Babes University, the community, and find a GIST group. You should have an email that says that I invited you to the GIST group. And so that is going to be for the month of June. So you guys, please participate and do what you got to do. All of the information and the links are there for you. So, all right. So Nene missed the class. Betty Rose said it was phenomenal. Okay. So let me see. I'm trying to look at both screens. Yes, the link works. Thank you, Donna. Okay. Still working my way out of the funk I've been in, but I'm feeling good today. Okay, let's get through it. Let's get through it. Turn that music on. Turn that music on and let's get through it. All right. So I'm going to talk about a little bit. I'm going to touch on it. I'm not an attorney. I'm not, I'm not giving by no means legal advice. I'm just giving you my summary of what we went over yesterday and what my takeaways were. And I'm also adding a few more things into it. So if you guys are doing any work with anybody, that's anything, you want to make sure that you are doing contracts. When I was younger, me and my best friend, we had created this company called Pink Ladies, right? And so we had a group of models and we were doing things. And so we didn't actually have a contract with each other because we were like best friends. We were sisters. And we was like, we don't need to do that. I got your back. You got my back. We fine, right? And so nothing ever happened with us, right? But there have been plenty of other collaborations and things that I have done that I did get burnt on because there was no written agreement. And so people just decide they don't want to do things. They just, they fall out at the last minute or whatever. And so you end up being stuck with a lot of stuff. And so there's been a lot of times when I've been stuck preparing something or starting an event or something like that, and things didn't happen, right? Or things just fell through, but I was not properly prepared. So you want to make sure that now going forward, you want to think big, right? We want to think big. We're not thinking like small businesses. We want to operate the same way the bigger businesses and the corporations are acting about how they do business. We want to do the same. And so one of those things is having contracts in place to protect yourself and to make sure that you are getting what the agreement that you have it in written form. You don't want to go through, building up relationships or getting a service or something like that, and then everything falls through and there's no compensation for it. There is no benefits from it. You just stuck, right? You just out there. And so you want to make sure that you properly protect yourself, right? And so we were going over contracts yesterday. Actually, we went over a contract, which was a template that she found off of one of the places where you can get templates. I know one for sure is somebody said yesterday, Taylor Brands. She got her contract from Taylor Brands, and somebody else, Honeybook. And there's quite a few places where you can get a template, right? And she said the problem with getting templates is that they are basically catered kind of like for everybody in every field. And so it's too general, and you need to make it a little bit more specific. And you have to make it specific because it should something happen, you are going to be liable for whatever's within the contract, right? And so one of the key things that I took away from yesterday was to make sure that you thoroughly read through your contract. Thoroughly read through your contract, because there may be some things in there that you don't agree to. There may be some things that are not applicable to you. There may be some things that just doesn't really protect you and maybe even take your rights away as a business owner. And so you want to make sure that you thoroughly read it. And if you have questions about the legal jargon or anything like that, then maybe it's time for you to have an attorney on deck, right? And I'm not saying you have to you may know somebody who's an attorney that can read over your contracts for you, right? Or that can help you with your contracts. When I first started my business, I had my cousin do everything. Now, my cousin, she is an attorney, but for malpractice, right? And so I was just like, I know this ain't your thing, but can you just read over this contract and just make sure everything is legit and right? And, I have everything that I need to do, right? But I did have somebody to look over it with whom I did not have to pay. But if you are signed up with the Startup Learning Center, you will be able to have she has 2 calls a week, and you'll be able to ask the questions. You can fix the language in the contract, because what you don't want to do is change the language in the contract that is not in the language that it needs to be, right? It needs to have the legal jargon in the contract, because they're not going to take you seriously. Right. And so once you start changing things around, they'll know, you know what I'm saying? So you need to make sure that you are properly preparing and protecting yourself. Right. You want to make sure that you are always, always, always on the up and up with your business. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So let me know what your key takeaways were from yesterday's class. Let me know. Good morning, Michi. Good morning, son. My son says good morning. He said it the way Nikki says it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, son. How are you doing? How's your leg doing? How are you feeling? How is everything going over there? I know you're going to be moving and shaking in no time. Can you put the website for the Startup Learning Center? Thank you. Hey, Jordan. How you doing, Jordan? Let me get this link for you, Betty Rose. Startup Learning Center. It's startuplearningcenter.com. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so again, what were your takeaways? Now, what she said was when you have the templates like that, you are able to switch it up to whatever your position is, right? Or whoever you are making this contract with. So if it's for a designer, you could put designer. If it's for services, you could put whatever kind of services. If it's for t-shirts, if it's for graphics, if it's for branding, if it's for marketing, if it's for videos, if it's for whatever, you can change that part of that section of it so that it can pertain to you. And you also want to make sure you read through it so that it all it's all cohesive with what you guys are doing, or what you intend to, the service that you are getting and what you are expecting. He says he's good. That's right, Jordan, you sure are. You sure are. Good morning, sis. Good morning. Juices in the building. Yes, it's startuplearningcenter.com. So number one is thoroughly read through your contracts. Thoroughly. Thoroughly. If you do not understand something, ask questions. Do not just sign off on anything. A lot of the times, and I'm also guilty of it. While I'm waiting for you guys to put what your takeaways were from yesterday, right? I'm going to share something. I am guilty of signing contracts thinking that everything is just fine, right? Oh, everything's going to be fine. Nothing's going to happen. Da 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 da. But when you start to look through the contract and you start to actually see what you are signing, you're like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to make sure that you are reading through your contract. Like, there's some things, some people, like, if you got a template, there may be some things in that template that does not even pertain to what you guys are doing. It has nothing to do with your business at all, right? So you don't want to just be signing off on any and everything. You want to make sure that you thoroughly read through your contract and you thoroughly understand everything in it before you put your name on it. Anything. Like Michi said last night, Michi says she's in the medical profession and her teacher used to make sure that they put some things in there to make sure that you didn't just sign your name off, that you read through everything. So you need to make sure that you're reading through everything. I know we are in the microwave age where we want to just skim through everything and get through it and sign it and start getting things together. But if you need to take your time to read through a contract, take your time and read through the contract. Yes, yes, and yes, y'all. Read through the contract. Michi said, I learned how important it is to not only be very detailed, but to have a neat and organized appearance on the other end. It's important to read everything. Don't skim through contracts. Don't. Do not skim through your contracts. If you skim through anything else, that's fine. Do not skim through your contracts. These things are going to hold you accountable for everything that's within that contract. Right? And so you don't want to be held responsible for anything in it that does not pertain to you or somebody taking advantage of you. Right? Similar to the contract that we seen in the example that she showed, it said, like, it was about somebody doing graphics or something like that. It said in the contract that the contractor owns the graphics. So if they own the graphics and you paid them for the graphics, you don't even own it. So what did you just pay for? You pay for them to design something that they keep, right? And then also, it also says that if you don't, you got to own your graphics and your designs and everything. You want to own those things. So you want to make sure that that's what's in the contract. And if that is not in the contract, you want to change it. Change it. So first thing, read everything in the contract. Next thing is contracts are negotiable. Just because somebody handed you a contract does not mean that it can't be changed. Well, you have to go through the trouble and change it. Oh well, we're gonna have to make some changes in this contract because this doesn't apply to me. This is what I want. These are my terms. This is how long this is going to take. This is when I'm expecting this. All of the information that you are expecting, you have to make sure it's in there. Don't sit there and say, oh, I don't want to ruffle any feathers and I don't want to make somebody do any more work. If the contract does not pertain to you, make the person or you're going to have to do the work to rewrite it so that you can negotiate what your terms are. Right? Everything is not set in stone. Just because somebody gave you a contract is not the same for everybody, right? If there's something different that they're offering to you or you're expecting, you want to make sure that that's within your contract. Yes? Yes, yes, and yes. So number 2 is always make sure to negotiate. If it's not right in your contract, negotiate it. Negotiate it because you can. It's your right. You don't have to sign it. They can choose to go somewhere else, or you could choose to find somebody else, but you don't have to sign away on something you do not agree with. Why would you sign off on something that you don't agree with? Right? So make sure you do that. Let me see what else I have in here. And you know what I've decided? That I am going to type up my notes in the morning because it's easy. I have been putting my notes into Coffee with Nikki with the video in bubblebabesuniversity.com in the community. I have been putting the video over there as well as my notes. So it's easier for me to copy and paste my notes and put them over there with the video instead of me typing up all my notes after the show and putting them in. So I think I'm going to be typing my notes from now on. So that's that. Jules said, yes, that was an eye opener yesterday because I've always seen where you own the graphic. I always seen where you own the graphic designs for you. Like a photographer you hire, you own the pictures they take for you. Sometimes, because they may take, if you have a photographer, they may say, I'm not going to give you the entire file. I'm going to give you X amount of pictures. I'm going to give you X amount of retouched pictures. I'm going to give you with this video, I'm going to give you these things. So those things will definitely be in terms. So if you're hiring like a product photographer and they're only going to give you X amount of pictures, you want to know what the rest is going to, where the rest of those pictures are going to. Are they going to be destroyed and never to be seen again? Are they going to a vault where you can come back and look at them at another time? Is there going to be something that I can come back to and purchase the rest of these? Or what are you doing with my pictures? Right? What are we doing with this information that you have? And so you want to know these things, because again, if you do not know that, you leaving it up to them to do whatever they want with your stuff. Right? True, but the pictures you pay for belong to you. Great point. Yes. Yes, you have to make sure, like when you're doing like branding shoots, product photography, any shoots like that, you want to make sure that, because they always say, I'll give you X amount of pictures. They never give you all of the pictures. They say they'll give you X amount of pictures. And so you want to make sure you know where the rest of those pictures are going or what they're going to do. What are their plans with those pictures, right? And if you want them to never use those pictures, and if they ever use those pictures, you want them to have your permission, you need to make sure that that's within the contract. Right? Again, it's okay to ruffle feathers. It's okay to say you don't agree with something. It's okay to negotiate. It's okay. Do not feel that you cannot. This is the time when you need to open your mouth. This is the time when you need to be as vocal as you can be, right? Because you want to make sure that your terms are set, and you want to make sure that there is a clear understanding of the relationship that we are about to get into, right? And if they do use them with your images, a company name, etc., that's a lawsuit. Right, right. So you want to make sure you're protected. You want to make sure you're thoroughly protected, right? The next thing I want to say is to make sure that you have some kind of legal advice, right? Make sure you have somebody who's an attorney look over your contract, give you information. If there's some things or some suggestions that they're giving in order for you to switch up this contract. You want to make sure that, you know, you're listening to their legal advice, because they are experienced. And the type of attorney, Patricia said, that you need to talk to is a business attorney, who is experienced with business contracts, negotiations, and deals, and that type of thing, because those are the people who are going to be able to get you in and out of these contracts. Right? Because what if you need to get out of the contract? Patricia was talking yesterday about poking holes in somebody's contract because it is not tight, right? And what that means is that all of the terms are not clear and defined. You know, they are open to interpretation. So if it's open to interpretation, then she can poke holes in it when, if ever that contract or ever the situation goes to trial. So you want to make sure that it is tight, it is ironclad, and that you are thoroughly protected. And all of the details and information is very specific in this contract. Very specific in the contract. So you want to make sure that you go and find somebody to read over your contract before you sign a contract with anybody. Before you enter a contract with anybody, you want to make sure that you thoroughly read it. If you need to speak to an attorney, that you send it over to an attorney to check over the contract before you put your name on it. Before ink is on that paper, make sure, right? Or before you e-sign, make sure. Yes, and yes. You guys with me? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if you're with me. Let me check and see my notes. So we said a legal professional. The reason why is because they can identify potential risks, advise on unfavorable terms, ensure compliance with applicable laws and regulations, excuse me. So you want to make sure that you run that by an attorney, because they are going to help you, you know, do what you need to do and make sure that everything is correct and you agree to everything in there. And that's it before you put your name on it. Right? And then if problems should arise, it says consider dispute resolution mechanism. So if there should be a problem, if things didn't work out the way you wanted them to work out, if things didn't look the way you wanted to look, if the service wasn't provided at a timely manner, if things were not done the way they were supposed to, you want to make sure that there is some kind of clause in there that is going to say how you're going to resolve this issue. Right? You're going to give them a set amount of time. You're going to give them a chance to fix it. You're going to get a refund. Whatever that looks like for you, you want to make sure that there's some kind of resolution to the situation if something does not go right. Right? If something doesn't go right, you want to make sure that there is some kind of resolution in your contract. Remember, Patricia said you want to seem as if you tried to work it out before you took it to court. You want to make sure that you are attempting to resolve the situation before it actually goes to court. Yes, and yes, y'all. How y'all feeling about it? This is very short. I just made 5 little points. And so we're at the fifth one. Does anybody have any questions so far? Well, don't ask me any contractual questions because I'm not the attorney, but with anything that I said so far, let me know. Then the last thing is to make sure that you keep records. I cannot tell you how important it is for you to be able to find your stuff, right? You may have a contract with somebody and something happens and you like, if there's a breach of contract or something and you can't find your contract. So how are you going to hold somebody accountable for something if you can't even find your contract? So make sure that you are keeping up with your paperwork, keeping up with your interactions, all of that. Make sure that you put it in a place where you're going to be able to find it, because it is necessary for you to maintain your documents. You know, it's mandatory for you to put it somewhere where you're going to be able to find it should you have to look at it again. Maybe there's some kind of something happened and you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's my design. That's a piece of my design. If that's in your contract and you can't find your contract, then what you gonna do? What are you going to do? So let me know in the chat, how organized are you with your paperwork? Like your business filings, do you know where those things are? Do you have everything in one place, right? If you have all of your paperwork in one place, that is like your incorporation, your bank information, any of your contracts, all of that stuff. Do you have it in one place? Do you have it in one place, or do you have it like scattered all over the place? Because now is the time for you to start saying, you know what? If I'm going to be bigger, if I'm striving for bigger, it is time for me to get organized. It is time for me to put all my business paperwork in one place. I need to file it away so that I know where it's at. When I need to pull it up, I know exactly where things are. You don't have to go looking for where your EIN paper is. You don't have to go looking for where your paperwork is for anything. You kind of know where everything is. What if you have to pull up your tax work, you know, your tax papers? You can't find anything, right? Because it's all over the place. Maybe you put it somewhere and then you like, oh, I hid it from myself. Because that's the main thing we say, right? Oh, I hid it from myself. I try to put it somewhere safe and now I hid it from myself. Well, put it somewhere safe, but put it somewhere safe where you're going to remember with the rest of your stuff, right? So that you can find it. So that you can find it. Oh, Patricia said it was a pretty good summary. So there we go. We got a pretty good summary of everything that happened yesterday and things that you need to be mindful of. So yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Patricia. Good morning. I have all my paperwork for my business together. My tax lady was impressed. I know that's right. I know that's right. They are in the folder on my computer, organized by type of document and year. Come on, Jasmine, with your organized self. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, I have a file for all business contracts on my Google Drive. All right. And you also want to make sure you take it off there. Should something happen. Should something happen. Make sure you have it in your hand. Make sure you have it in your hand. What I was going to say, oh, I also have old leases because, you know, I had a storefront. I have all of that stuff, all of my documents I have in one place. So whenever I need to go and find anything, I know exactly where it is. I don't have to search all over the place. Usually before, I'm not going to say usually, but I used to have all my information everywhere because I'm just like, oh, just stick it here. Oh, just stick it here. Oh, and I could not find it when it was time for me to utilize these things. And so you want to make sure that you are organized with all of your paperwork, right? Find a home for it and put everything in it. Put everything in it. You have a virtual address. If you have your lease, your contracts, anything that you are doing moving forward with your business, please find a set place to put that in. Please find a set place to put it in. If you're not organized and you want to find something, you're not going to find it. So make sure that you put it, today is the day to be organized. Let today be the day that you organize all of your business paperwork and put it all together so that you will be able to find it, and put it in a place where you are going to find it, where you're going to say, oh, this is my business paperwork. It's the same way you put your birth certificate away, you put your passport away, you put your social security card away, and you know exactly where that's at, right? So you want to do the same thing with your business stuff, right? Because you want to make sure that in any event that you need to protect yourself, any event that you got to check on something, you can, right? It's good to have a paper copy of everything. Yes, not just digital. Having both is ideal in my opinion. Absolutely, because should something happen, should something get erased, should something, you know what I'm saying? Like anything can happen. You just want to make sure that you have copies of stuff. Even if you have the emails and, you know, because sometimes when you're doing your paperwork on some contracts or whatever, you get confirmations through email. I still print them out. I still print them out, even though if I have to, I can recall them in my emails, but I still will print them out. Right. And so you want to make sure that you do that and put it all in one space. So those are my tips. So I said, make sure that you clearly define your terms. Make sure that you are, you know, if there's something in there that you want to make sure that you have, and it's not in the contract, you can openly negotiate your contract. If it's not there, you want it in there. right? I'm not signing it until it's there. It's something you want taken out, omit that, because I'm not signing it unless that is, right? So you want to make sure that everything is to your liking, to protect yourself. Don't think about, oh, but this person might be, offended if I say this, or they might be offended. Oh, I don't want to do too much. I don't want to cause you too much pain. But if you can't, no, 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 this is business. This is business. It's not if you can, it's not when you can. It's this is what I think, and this is what I agree to, and this is how I'm going to sign the contract. If you're not on this level with me, either I'm going to have to find somebody else, or we're going to have to change this contract. One of the two are going to have to happen. But I'm not signing it until it's right. Right? And you have to make sure that you stand firm in that, because if you don't stand firm in that, people are going to take advantage of you all over the place. And you may think somebody won't take advantage of you. Believe me, they will. Believe me, they will. Money and things start coming into play. People start acting crazy and weird. Right? No matter if it's a friendship or not, you want to make sure that you are always making sure that everything, you dot your I's and cross your T's, right? You always want to do that. My friend's boyfriend, I was telling you the story, my friend's boyfriend, when we were doing the company Pink Ladies, he was like, make sure, I don't care if it's your friend, I don't care who it is, you make sure that you get contracts. And he told us that. And we were just starting out in business. I didn't know really anything too much about contracts, and when you getting into an agreement with people. And we were doing a lot of deals. Like, we were doing a lot of like promos. We were doing promos with like alcohol companies and providing the models. And so we had a lot of things going on, but we did not have any contracts in place. And so he was like, you can't keep doing that. We were doing deals with like the major beer companies and things like that, and providing the models to do the promo work, and we didn't have anything to protect us. So we were kind of at the mercy of them to pay us and to hold up their end of the bargain, because we didn't have anything in play that protected us or protected the girls. And so nothing ever happened, which is amazing and great, right? And thank God that nothing ever happened, and everybody who we did business with held on to their part of the bargain and did what they were supposed to do. But you need to make sure that may not be the case in every situation. We were blessed that nothing ever came from that, right? But I know that when we were doing business, we didn't have anything in place. And he was like, y'all better stop doing business like that. I'm telling y'all. And no matter what you do, you better make sure you have a contract. And he was like, nah, 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 And then he would tell us stuff like, it's better to be a minute. It's better to be a half an hour early than a minute late. And he would tell us things like that. And we just wasn't paying him any mind, right? But now that I have my own business, and not that we weren't paying him any mind, we knew he knew what he was talking about, because he was doing deals all over the place, right? But we just was like, oh, we don't need that. We're just a little company. We're just providing girls to do this promos thing. It's only, it's not that big. We're not a corporation. We're not expecting to do blah, 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 blah. Thinking small, acting small, and that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? We were thinking small and we were acting small, right? We needed to step it up. And I'm pretty sure now that I'm looking back on what we did and how we did it, we could have asked for way more money because of the services that we provided, right? We could have asked for way more money. We could have really banked off of those things, but we did not, because we were thinking small. We thought, oh, we just two girls just trying to get this thing together. We just want to make a couple of extra dollars. That's what we were thinking. We didn't think on a big scale. And so I don't want you guys to get stuck in that, oh, this is just a hobby. Oh, this is just something that I'm doing. Oh, this is just my side hustle. No matter what you think your business is, or no matter how you view your business, you want to make sure that you are always protecting yourself. You will always make sure that everything is working for your business and for your designs and for your company, no matter what. If it's major, if you plan on having this being a full-blown business, if this is going to be a side hustle, if this is just going to be some extra money, if this is just going to be a hobby, no matter what it is, you want to make sure that everything you get is yours. Right? Why not? Even if it is a side hustle, even if it is a hobby, why not make sure you have ownership of your stuff? right? Why would you leave it to somebody else to own and do whatever they want to do with it? So make sure that you protect yourself. Always, 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 no matter what part of the game you're in. If you have not done contracts up to now, today is the day for you to start fresh. Today is the day for you to start getting these contracts and sign, making sure, oh, I'm doing a deal with you. Here's your contract. Here's your, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure. And not to mention the NDAs. Patricia spoke about it lightly, but we need to do an NDA class, but we need to do an NDA class, but you guys can definitely go more in depth in the learning center. So she's definitely going to give you all of that information. And if you were in the Power of the Pivot class, she definitely talked about it there. Right? You want to make sure that information that you are discussing with somebody, that is not going to go out into the world and for everybody else to know, unless that's what you want. You want them to shut their mouth. But you should stop talking so much. Stop talking so much. You want them to shut their mouth, and when it pertains to your business, right? And so in order for you to protect yourself, you make them sign an NDA. You make them sign a non-disclosure. Like Beyonce said, you want to hang with the queen, you're going to have to sign a non-disclosure. Right? Because you don't want your business out in the street, especially if you're discussing plans, if you're discussing just anything, ideas. You don't want that out in the streets, right? Especially before you even get to do anything, or if somebody is going to take your ideas and use it and do another, take your stuff and create another something, and you don't protect yourself. Protect yourself. Y'all don't want to be out in these streets unprotected. Protect your neck. Protect your neck. All right. So let me see what you guys are saying. Patricia said, OMG was a hot mess. You definitely got lucky. I'm telling you. When I tell you God was blessing us, I'm telling you, God was blessing us. Any beer company, any liquor company you could think of, we work with. Even Raven makes her people sign NDAs. Period. I agree, Michi. Paper trails are good. Yes. I'm telling you, we lucked up. When I tell you God was looking down on us and blessing us, he was blessing us. And so you want to make sure from this moment on, everybody make sure that you are thoroughly protected. Thoroughly. Yes. I cannot say protect yourself enough, because you know what would devastate you is if you just had a conversation building your business and and all of a sudden this person comes with your ideas, and this is the person that you discussed your ideas with. They come up with a business, and it's the same blueprint. It's the same information. Maybe a few things might have been changed, but it's the same exact thing that you was talking about in this meeting, right? Could it be a coincidence? It could be, but is it? No. You know that you know where that person's mind was at. You know what they was thinking. You know what they were trying to do. It had nothing to do with anything that they were doing. They basically leached off your information, and now they're going to do something else. So you want to make sure that there is nobody that you discuss anything with that is going to take your information or your ideas and take it out and put it into the world. Right? So you want to make sure that you properly protect yourself with that as well. Right? So contracts is going to have to be a thing to you, just the same way as you need all of your business paperwork, and you need to be incorporated. You need a bank account, you need business credit, you need all of that, but you also need contracts. If that's the first thing, the next thing, as Patricia said, the next thing you need to make sure is that you have your contracts in place. And don't just go and get a template from offline and just leave it the way it is, because within those templates, there may be some information in there that doesn't even don't even pertain to you. Right? And so if it doesn't pertain to you, then it needs to be gone. It needs to be taken out of the contract. But you want to make sure that's the next thing that you get. Because as soon as you start as soon as you start talking business, there you go. Sign that. Sign that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I am no longer discussing any kind of business without a contract moving forward. Right? Because I'm protecting myself and I'm protecting my brand. And that's period. And that's period. I feel like we were living in crazy times where people don't have business integrity. I feel like we're living in crazy times when people where people don't have business integrity. Absolutely. And will steal your ideas, branding, connections with no issue. Protect your neck is right. I'm telling you, they have no problem stealing your stuff. You think that somebody is going to have some moral compass and that they're going to actually be like, you know what, this is not right. I'm not going to do that. They're going to be like, no, this is a great idea. I'm stealing it. Oh, you doing this? Let me do this. Right? There's a difference if you guys are, thinking about doing it. It's, y'all both have maybe the same ideas and then it just happens. There's a difference. But there's a difference when somebody studies what you're doing and or you're discussing certain things with them and then they go out and they do that out and they're like in your face. Right? So that's why you want to make sure everybody, even though you may have good moral compass, if everybody else may not. Even though you have values and you wouldn't do certain things, other people will not. I'm gonna share one story with you guys, and I know y'all like, Nikki, you did a lot of stuff. I did a whole lot in my life. I've done a whole lot in my life. But when I used to work at the strip club, right? And I was making costumes. I wasn't a dancer, but when I was making costumes for the dancers, I would go in and sell my stuff, right? Now, as designers, sometimes there will be more than one designer at the club, right? And so, you're kind of competing, really. Sometimes you're cool with them and you really wasn't competing because your style was so different. But sometimes somebody will come in and they bit your whole entire life. They bit your whole entire style, right? And so now their rack look like your rack. And so now you're competing with your own style. Like, how am I competing with my own style, right? But the thing is that when you are like, I used to say, I'm not going to bite what somebody else has, right? If I see something, if I seen the style that you had that I liked, I'm going to change it and I'm going to do something different, right? I'm going to make it different so you can't say, oh, she bit that from me. You could say that the concept kind of came from you, but not the whole, the look, the style, and the way I put it together is not the same as what you had, right? And so people would just look at what you had and they would seriously bite the entire thing, from the fabric to the colors to the stones to the everything. They would take it, right? And I would always say, I'm not going to do that. I had some value to me, right? I had some values to me. I had some morals. I was not going to steal somebody else's design and then portray it like it's my own and bring it out there because it bothered me, right? That doesn't bother everybody. Just because you have integrity does not mean that everybody else has integrity. Just because you wouldn't do certain things doesn't mean that everybody else wouldn't do certain things. Just because you wouldn't do business a certain type of way does not mean somebody else won't be cutthroat and do business the opposite way. It does, to do the same thing, right? It doesn't mean that, right? So you got to make sure that I'm not trusting anything that come out of your mouth, right? Because I need to make sure that I'm properly protected no matter what. Friends, foes, whatever. I need to make sure that I'm protected, because if I'm not, then I am putting my own self in that position. I am setting myself up for this. But for whatever life has to offer from that situation, that is going to be the price that I pay for that situation or the consequence of those actions. That's going to be my price, right? Am I willing to pay that price? No, I'm not willing to pay that price. Not anymore. Not anymore. So you want to make sure that you properly protect yourself. Yes, 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 and yes. Let me know if y'all feel me. Let me know if y'all feel me. Patricia said they may even steal your whole brand if you don't protect it through trademarks and an LLC. So if you have not gotten your trademark yet, you may want to start saving up, or you may want to start looking into it and see how you can do it. I know I keep referring back to Patricia, but Patricia is the legal. So and I'm just not the legal. I'm just not the legal. I'm the representative. No, I'm just joking. So she also has a class on trademarks and how you can do it where it is affordable to you. Right? So you'll just be paying for the trademark and the class, and you don't have to pay, because I paid a pretty penny for my trademark, but again, my attorney made sure that everything was taken care of. I didn't have to lose out on money the first time I did my trademark. I lost out on the initial fee because I did not know. I had to change some things around. I didn't know exactly what I needed to do, and I kept it all. I kept doing it myself, and every time I sent it back, it was wrong. And attorneys were trying to contact me and trying to fix it, and I was just like, I lost my money. So and then it wasn't until I hired an attorney to do what she did, and I didn't have to worry about it, and I have my trademark now. But you want to make sure that you go ahead over there and check. She has a class on trademarks, and you'll be able to do it, and it'll be on the low, not lower than it costs to get the trademark. The trademark is what, $275, not lower than that. But you'll definitely won't be paying thousands of dollars to get it done. But if you want to pay thousands of dollars to have a peace of mind, then that's up to you, right? Because to me, I know I spent a certain amount of money, but it was well worth all of the money that I paid because, there was some errors that came back. There were some things that came back that I had to change. And so it was worth it for me when I did it, which was 2 years ago. And it took 2 years for it to even happen. So you want to make sure. And I was going through business. I'm in business 13 years. I've been going through business all that time without a trademark because I thought I didn't need it because I just had the LLC and I thought I was protected. And when I tell you God was blessing me and looking down on me, he was. And so I had got my trademark 2 years ago, probably now about 3 years ago. Got my applied for my trademark, right? I got it last year. So you want to make sure that you are properly protecting yourself because you don't want to be out here playing in the streets and somebody takes your stuff. Somebody will take your stuff, especially if they see that the name is popping. One of my friends had her website and she had her, it was her name. And the pirates got her her domain, and they're charging her $9,000, about $9,000 for her to get her name back. People do that all the time. People do it all the time. Jasmine said, just watch the video where someone stole a candle brand's concept down to their descriptions. Ooh. Whew. I'm telling you, this world is cutthroat. We're in a world of where people just see something happening and they like, oh, I like it, and they copy it, or they don't even see the work behind it and they just steal everything. People don't care. People do not care. I think I know who you're talking about. Califia? Is that how I say it? No, there's another candle brand in LA. Can't remember the name. Using another candle, suing another candle brand for using their airport name concept. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. The one started in 2020. The one started in 2020. The one getting sued started before them, but didn't have an LLC or trademarks. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Let me put that on the screen just in case I didn't read it properly. The one using started in 2020. The one who's getting sued started before them, but didn't have an LLC or trademarks. Get your stuff in order. Get your stuff in order. Get your stuff in order. Jasmine said, "Oh, I remember hearing about that." Yep, and it's a company that we all affiliated with. Well, I don't know if everybody in this room is, but I do know with BCMC we are affiliated with this candle maker. Patricia said a trademark app takes an attorney 5 to 10 minutes. She said that's not worth $4 to $5K to me. Okay, Patricia. Okay. The lady found about 11 websites that completely copied her concepts and content. She better be out there suing everybody. That's real talk. And a lot of attorneys would get mad at me for sharing that. See how y'all got that insider information? Thank me later. Thank me later. Wasn't that well worth? If you even went to the Startup Learning Center and you got that information, 5 to 10 minutes for an attorney to do your paperwork, and it doesn't take all this back and forth and all this information and all this time, and they're charging you $4,000 to $5,000 in order for you to get your trademark done. Like my attorney, I got all the special stuff in my box. I got a beautiful box. I got my trademark. It's in a frame. I got a book. I got, like, she had it all. I had branded paperwork. It's scented in her signature scent, and all of this information. You want to protect something, all kinds of stuff was in my box. So I had a beautiful box when I finally got my trademark. But it wasn't her fault. It was COVID. But so that messed up the timeline for a lot of people who was applying for their trademarks. Let me see. You work too hard to let someone come and jack your stuff. I'm telling you. And imagine you got to start all over again. That's horrible. I watched that video yesterday. Poor Bree. Yep. Y'all better put the copy blockers on your sites too. But yes, get your stuff in order. What's copy blockers, Jazz? Because I need it. I need it. Whoa, ain't that some mess? Indeed. It won't stop them, but it'll make it a tad harder. Yes. Yes. You want to make it as difficult as possible, right? My attorney said, if you see anybody using your name, I don't care how it is used, you contact me immediately, because we are going to get you paid. That's exactly what she said. We are going to get you paid. You see somebody using it, we are going to get you paid. So that, y'all protect yourself out here in these streets. Oh, so they can't copy and paste it. Got you. So yes, let me know what you guys are thinking about today. Let me know what your thoughts are moving forward. Are you going to start putting contracts in place? Are you going to start rethinking the way you do business? Are you going to start rethinking the way you do business? Doesn't let you select images or text to copy. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Disney does it all the time. Yes, they do. They will shut it all the way down. Shut it all the way down. So these people who are out here using like branded companies to create things, they have licensing and things like that for you to pay for. Like, it's not something that you could just be like, oh, you know what? Let me borrow that. Let me just make this. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, I'm not even going to say it. Well, I can say it because I ain't doing it now. But I used to order from wherever, and I used to get like the Gucci fabric, and I used to make costumes for the dancers with the Gucci fabric, right? They absolutely loved it, right? But should Gucci have been in the strip clubs, I may have gotten sued, right? But I don't do it anymore, and that was long ago. But people are out here doing it now, right? Naming their product. I had my dragon eggs on Etsy, and it was taken down because I made reference to House of the Dragon, and so they took it down immediately, right? And so you want to make sure that you are really careful with other people's brands, right? Popular brands. You want to be very careful with that, because you don't want it to be something that's lucrative for you, and then they come and they take everything right from up under you, right? You don't want that to happen. So protect yourself. Protect yourself. Cease and desist like it's candy. I'm telling you, right? Here you go. Here you go, sweetie. You're welcome. Yep, I side eye all of the makers who use their characters, etc. Yep. Like, y'all eventually gonna get put out of business. I'm telling you, like, you gonna learn. You gonna learn to stop using these big companies and talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll learn some way, someday, somebody gonna make you pay. Y'all heard my freestyle? Someday, some way, somebody gonna make you pay. Hey, I got bars. So how are you guys going to start doing business differently? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if this was an eye opener for you. Let me know if this was an eye opener for you. Let me know if, the information that Patricia gave yesterday was it was valuable to me, right? Very valuable. Also, you just want to make sure that you, no matter what, no matter who it is, that you protect yourself, no matter what, no matter what. So while I wait for you guys to let me know what you're going to be doing differently, I am going to say thank everybody for watching. Thank you for investing your hour with me. I know that your time is valuable and that you cannot get it back. So I hope that this investment was well worth it and that you got some information today that you can use for today and the rest of your life. Also, if you learn something valuable, teach it to somebody else so that you can teach yourself. That's what they say. You teaching somebody, you teaching yourself again, so that the information can stay fresh in your mind. Also, if you are catching the replay, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're in the building right now and you have not yet subscribed, listen, y'all, I'm on the road to 100K. I need y'all to subscribe. I need y'all to send this out to everybody so that they can subscribe, because I'm almost at 20K. Almost. And it has 6 months. Tomorrow is my 6-month mark. I need to be on it. Can it be done? It will be done. I'm going to make sure I visualize my 100K and my 100K plaque on my wall, because that's what I want. So that is, you guys make sure that you take this video out and share it. Make sure that you subscribe if you have not subscribed. Also, if you have any ideas or any ideas on shows that we should do, please comment down below and we'll start talking about it next week, or maybe next week, because this week is done. We'll talk about it next week. Any ideas on things that you would like for me to discuss, any book suggestions, anything like that, let us know in the chat. Don't forget June 5th, y'all. June 5th. What's June 5th? June 5th is podcast day. It is podcast day. It is podcast day. No, let me stop. It's podcast day. So make sure that you guys are listening. I do have my first episode up, but I will have it thoroughly ready. Like Enemy says, will be ready. Like the shows will be recorded and the shows will be on regular time. So I am thinking that I want to do my podcast at 7 a.m. so I can still get the morning people, and then do Coffee with Nikki at 9 a.m. for the live interaction that we have here on YouTube. So yeah, y'all. So I'm thinking 7 o'clock. I was thinking 7, and then I was thinking 11. And I was like, if people are at work already, then they may not be able to listen. But if they're on their way to work, or if they're getting ready in the morning, they could listen to me at 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. podcast day, y'all. Podcast day. So it's finally coming. It is finally happening. That's been on my goals list. It's been on my vision board. It's been on this vision board. It was on my vision board last year, and last year I didn't do it. This year I was taking too long. I'm 6 months in, but I'm finally doing it. It is finally here. We got it going. We got it popping. So, excuse me. And I'm not going to say it now because I don't want nobody to beat me to it, but I am going to let you guys know when I do my new intro, everything that we got popping. Right? Drop it at 5 a.m. Ooh, 5 a.m. works. Who's up at 5 a.m. though? I know I am. Who else is up with me? But even if you're not up, it's not like YouTube, right? It's not like you have to listen to me at the time that I come on. So that's fine. You can listen to it at any given time. So that works for me. That works for me. Tiffany said, me, I'm up at 5 a.m. So you guys, that is all I have to say, right? And make sure you turn on your notifications bell so you can be notified whenever we go live. And that is basically it. You guys, nobody told me what they're going to be doing differently. Nobody said if this was an eye opener, game changer. Nobody said nothing. Let me know. I need some feedback. Nene said at nighttime. Can't wait for the podcast. Yes. Number one, I have on my thing, number one podcast, number one. And I also have that I'm going to be invited to David Shan's podcast, the Social Proof podcast. So it's on my goals. It's on my goals. So if it don't happen this year, it for sure, God willing, it will happen this year. Matter of fact, I'm gonna manifest really, really hard. I'm going to be visualizing really, really hard. Number one is going to be number one with the mic is going to be in my head all the time. Number one with the mic, number one with the mic, number one with the mic, right? In my head. So let me see. Absolutely an eye opener. Definitely going to get more organized. Absolutely. Michi says an eye opener for sure. Gonna look over my current contracts as well. That's a good idea, Tiffany. Nini says it's very informative. Yes, you guys, I'm so glad that you got value from, I think an acorn or something fell on the window. I was like, what is that? I hope you got value from today. And I'm glad that you got value from yesterday's live, because it was absolutely amazing, especially because Patricia was so forthcoming with the information. And so you guys are able to just use, you can even use the information that she already gave you that was free, and start moving forward in you and growing your business, growing and scaling your business. So with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I will catch you tomorrow for Coffee with Nikki at 9 a.m. Your daily cup of information and inspiration. If you are a part of the GIST group, please go on over there. The links are up there. The planner is up there. Everything that you need in order for you to get started is up there. If you're part of the Etsy reboot, the ebook is up. Like, come on, y'all, start getting busy. I put all this stuff. I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into compiling all these things for you guys, so that you could be properly prepared for the season that you said that you want to have. So make sure y'all go on over there and get you something. Go on over there and get you some good info. Okay, so that is bubblebabesuniversity.com, and that's BABEZ, not S, BABEZ university.com. And if you have not yet even went to our campus store, the jumbo mugs are up. We got the Yes, Yes, and Yes mug. We got the Signature Honor Society mug. We got the Get It Together mug. Go on over there and get you a mug, so you can represent the squidard, so you can represent the tribe, and let us know that, you know, you repping. Let us know you repping. So with that being said, Tiffany says she loves the ebook. Okay, I'm slacking. I will catch up. Yes, I'm using the Etsy ebook. Okay, and I want to know, I want updates. I want to know what you're doing. I want you to go into the chat. I have in the community, and I'm sidebarring because I was supposed to be getting off, but in the community, I have created chats where you guys are able to have conversations, right? We're able to see real time. If you turn on your notifications, you're able to see when somebody posts in the community. You're also able to download the Mighty Networks app, and you'll be able to get information right there off your phone from the community. So I don't know what y'all waiting on. I don't know what y'all waiting on. I be doing some stuff for y'all, and y'all feel like y'all not appreciative. No, I'm just joking. But make sure that you guys go on, download the app. Make sure you go to the community. And if you want to rep the tribe, go on and get you a jumbo mug, because they are so cute. They're so cute. Get you one. Get you one. Let me see. I'm definitely slacking due to my current state, but I have been taking in the info for sure. Got you. I'm getting acquainted with the new platform. I know it's a little different. It's a little different, but it's easy once you start, you know, once you get the hang of it. And again, you get the notifications too, so that makes it easier too. So thank you, Jasmine. Everybody have an amazing day. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys for spending your time with me, and make sure you guys have a great day. Be productive and protect your business, protect your neck. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. See you later. Bye.